Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast series on Salesforce Composable Commerce for B2C. My name is Josefa Peish. I have over 15 years of experience working in the e-commerce space. At Royal Cyber, we initiated our Salesforce commerce practice 6 years ago. Today, we take pride in being rich partners. We are also Commerce Cloud Link certified partners, which enables us to create cartridges in the Salesforce marketplace. And now we are honored to be one of the few implementation partners for Salesforce Composable Commerce. So it's a very big achievement, and we are very proud of that. Our aim with this podcast series is to educate our audience about Salesforce Composable Commerce and what sets Royal Cyber Composable Solution apart. In this week's agenda, we will cover Salesforce B2C Composable Commerce architecture, different migration approaches. So for example, if you are on Site Genesis or SFRA, so what are the different options available for you to migrate? And also we will touch base on the Salesforce Partner Ecosystem. So there are a lot of pre-built integrations, and we will show you how you can utilize those integrations in the composable commerce. E-commerce landscape is constantly evolving, and we need to be in tune with these changes. We will explore market trends, industry insights, and why composable commerce is gaining traction nowadays. In our upcoming episodes, we will also delve into the key differences between headless and composable commerce. Understanding these distinctions is vital to making informed decisions about your commerce strategy. Let's dig into a critical aspect of our discussion, the difference between headless commerce and composable commerce. Headless commerce, as the name suggests, separates the front end and the back end of an e-commerce platform, providing flexibility for designing customer-facing experiences. However, it often requires significant development effort and time to build and maintain these custom front ends. On the other hand, composable commerce takes a more holistic approach. It offers a pre-packaged set of components and services that includes not only the front end, but also core component functionalities like payments, content management, and more. Composable commerce simplifies the development process, accelerates time to market, and allows businesses to leverage a wider ecosystem of pre-built integrations. In our upcoming episodes, we'll explore these distinctions further and help you decide which approach aligns best with your e-commerce strategy. Now, going over the market trends and industry insights, we see that there is definitely a big demand, and a lot of companies are adopting composable commerce in the next 2 years. And if you see, according to Forbes, over $1.6 billion in financing has been obtained for headless technology in the year 2020 and 2021, and 80% of businesses who don't have these headless architecture today plan to implement it in the next 2 years. So there is a big demand from customers to go over this technology. The migration landscape is evolving rapidly. Initially, it was a debate between SFRA and headless. But now with the introduction of composable commerce as a complete package product by Salesforce, the game has changed. We will delve into what we are hearing from customers, the challenges they face, and the strategies they are adopting. Finally, we will explore the benefits of composable commerce. It's all about flexibility, scalability, delivering outstanding customer experiences, fostering innovation, faster cost efficiency, vendor neutrality, and the power of pre-built integration. So there are a lot of integrations already there, and it's very flexible to replace these integrations. And that's the beauty of composable commerce. So these are all the factors that can truly transform your commerce strategy. Next, Asif will be going over the composable commerce architecture and the different migration approaches to composable commerce.
Guys, my name is Asif, and I work as a Director Technology Salesforce at Royal Cyber. So as Josefa mentioned, as part of this series of podcasts, we'll try to cover as much as we can when it comes to Salesforce B2C Composable Commerce. We'll try to share as much knowledge as we can. We'll try to address a lot of questions which are there in customers' mind. The inquisitivity which is there. A lot of doubts which are in customers' minds who are using Site Genesis and SFRA. So we'll try to cover and address all those questions as part of our these upcoming sessions. Today, as part of this starter episode, we will go at very high level, and then in the upcoming episodes, we'll touch each of these components or areas of composable commerce in detail, and we'll walk you through the real-time demos of each of these components. So when it comes to the architecture and packaging, so Salesforce has packaged this product out of the box with managed runtime, with PWA kit, which contains this React-based out-of-the-box storefront with login till checkout functionality available out of the box. And what are these components? We'll go over in detail in our next episodes. But yes, as a packaged product, you don't need to worry about any third-party hosting provider that where you are going to host your React-based storefront. Plus, if any customer who does not want to go with any third-party, vendor or ISV for the CMS or for the search, they can still migrate to Composable using the page designer, which Salesforce has given as part of this packaging of the product. Einstein Search is there, so you can still make use of the out-of-the-box features of Page Designer as the CMS and Einstein Search as a search to migrate to Composable. And then it's another package where the Salesforce Partners Ecosystem is extensively involved. You see this particular section of the architecture has been replaced from the first one. So here, instead of Page Designer as a search and Page Designer as the CMS and Einstein as a search, you can go with and pick and choose any of these third-party vendors. For example, Contentful, Amplience have their own integration available exclusively for Salesforce B2C Commerce, and Algolia has a search integration available for Salesforce B2C Commerce. So in case if you don't want to use Page Designer or Einstein Search, you can pick and choose any of these components. And again, we'll talk about this architecture in detail in our next episodes. All right, so what Royal Cyber offers? So Royal Cyber has one exclusive. We have multiple packages, but the major one which most of the customers are more interested in today's market is the hybrid approach, the hybrid storefront approach, the phased rollout. We can call it as a phased rollout or a page by page rollout, where we can pick few your catalog navigational pages, and we can migrate them on Composable storefront. And we can still have your checkout available on Site Genesis or on SFRA. So this approach involves lesser risk, lesser cost. Instead of spending a lot of money in one go, you can have some monthly very low cost associated with this migration, and you can kick off your migration. Even it takes 8 months or 10 months or a year time to migrate to Composable, but that's fine. You can gradually take one step at a time and start migrating your catalog navigational pages one by one on Composable. And we will talk about this approach in our next episodes in detail. All right, so now I'm going to pass it on to Foha. And Foha will be quickly walking us through, a very high-level demo of the B2C Composable Commerce storefront, just to give you guys a feel of how this storefront looks like.
Thank you, Lada. So I'm Foha. My name's Foha, and I'm working on the technical side for this implementation. As mentioned by Lada and Josefa, what we've done over here is implement both integrations as well as the phased rollout. So I'll start off with giving a walkthrough of the storefront, because I guess that's the best way to look at it. As you can see over here, if my screen shared, that we are on a homepage that we designed using Contentful. So Contentful is our first CMS, and as you can see over here, we have all of these images. We have products that we pulled in from Contentful using a connector that they have provided themselves. So it does support Salesforce, and picking up from here, we can pick any one product. It leads us to the PDP of the managed runtime storefront that we have. So over here, we can select a size, add it to our cart, and go ahead to our cart. So on this page, basically what we've implemented over here is Avalara, and you can see the tax that's going to be calculated in a bit. There, you can see that the tax is calculated using another integration that we've implemented, which is Avalara, and using the address that I've fed in over here, using the geolocation that I have, it's calculating the tax accordingly. After that, all of these things are filled in. We can proceed to our next step, which is a payment. And for the payment method, what we've done is we've implemented it using Stripe. So right now we're going to be redirected to our page on Stripe. As you can see, this is the checkout page that is rendered by Stripe itself. We can enter any card details over here. Anything over here for a demo and going ahead. So we're redirected back to our Retail React app. On an alternative, now these are the three integrations that we have that I can currently show over here. And on an alternative Storefront, I do have the phased rollout running. And as you can see over here, we have a URL that is hosted by Heroku. So this is to kind of imitate what's going to be happening on a PIG instance, which would be running on ECDN and would be supported by Salesforce. So for demo purposes, we have this set up. And as you can see, I already have something added in my cart. So for this implementation of phased rollout, what we've done is that the pages that we took onto the rollout part would be the cart page and the checkout page. So all of the other pages, as we saw before, would be on manage runtime or on the PWA kit. And as soon as we land on the cart, as we click over here, we're redirected to our cart page on Salesforce reference architecture, which is SFRA. So we're going to click on the cart, and as you can see, it's redirecting us. Now we're on our SFRA storefront. So what you've seen right over here is that we were currently on our PWA kit. We have everything implemented just the same way that I showed you through the entire checkout process, except what we've done is that we've moved the cart page and the checkout page to SFRA. So this is potentially for people who do not want to move their these two pages or any specific pages that they might not want to move on to. So they would have that hosted still on SFRA without affecting the rest of their code, and they would simply be redirected on those specific pages, as well as the session being bridged. So the session being bridged means that whatever we added in our cart at that page would be carried forward to the cart page. So we have everything bridged over here. We have all of that data transferred to the storefront. Now we are checking out. And as you can see, we're continuing on the SFRA site. So we have everything filled up here. We can just move on to our payment and place order. So again, as per our requirements, we have this generated. This is the confirmation page. And you'll see that as soon as we continue shopping, we click over here, we're taken back to our Retail React app. The entire session is an enclosed space, so you'd be starting out with Retail React app, and anytime between whenever you're shopping on when you're on the cart page or checkout, you would be redirected back to the same React app once you're done with that. So that is the implementation for phase rollout. And that's it from my end.
Thank you. Thanks, Vuha. This was pretty seamless when it comes to the switching, between the React-based storefront and the Safari storefronts. Very quickly before we wrap up today's podcast, this starter episode. So as a Salesforce partners, we are rich level partners, we are link certified partners, and we have been officially approved as a B2C composable commerce implementation partners. We have 4.8 out of 5 customers rating, customer satisfaction rating, and this is all based on the project deliverables. We have around 50 projects, small and big projects, which we have completed, and this rating is completely based on the customer reviews which we have received on our deliverables. All right. So in next few weeks, in upcoming weeks, these are the podcasts. These are the topics which we are going to talk about in detail. So we'll talk about architecture and packaging as part of our first episode next week. We'll have CMS and search accelerators. We'll show you multiple implementations of CMS and search accelerators within this React-based storefront for Salesforce B2C Composable Commerce. We'll also talk about the payment and tax, which Fuha walked us through today. But yes, we'll touch these areas in detail. We'll go into the low level, bit of at the code level, so that we can show you how this has been implemented and how this has been integrated within this React-based storefront. Uh, we'll have one complete session on the session bridging on the phased rollout approach, which is most of the customers are interested in. We'll talk about session bridging concept, which has been introduced by Salesforce out of the box using this SLAs cartridge. So that would be one of the sessions we'll have in next few weeks. So the plan is to conduct one session in 1 week and to roll it out for you guys. We'll also talk about the partners ecosystem, the kind of integrations we are working on. There's just the phase one which we have completed, and we have multiple new integrations planned for next few weeks, which we'll be walking you through. And then we'll talk about a free 2 weeks discovery phase, which we offers to all our customers. We'll talk about in detail of what we do, how we conduct that discovery phase, what exactly the deliverables would be once we finish that discovery phase. And this is something which we'll talk in more detail in one of the episodes of this series, and we'll give you some templates. We'll show you some templates of the past discovery phases which we have conducted for our customers. We'll wrap up this with this note that we'll all look forward seeing you again in our next episodes, and we'll try to learn more and share as much as knowledge as we have on this B2C composable commerce. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful day.
everyone.